There's a slight delay, I think.
Oh shit. All right, wait 1 sec.
You missed it, Alan. Before you logged in, I could just hear whatever Paul was listening to, which was very odd discussion.
All right.
What was he listening to?
He was listening to something about celibacy and a spiritual awakening or ascendancy or something.
Yeah, that was funny. There was a podcast I was listening to, and it turned really, really strange.
Yeah.
It was really weird. And yeah, I was not sure if this was broadcasting yet or not.
Well,
Apparently
I think it was only me that heard the weird stuff, so you're okay.
Okay, I'm glad.
What kind of podcast?
Rewild Yourself, it's called.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and I was just listening to the latest episode. Like, I put it on while I was cooking here, and then just had it playing while I was like running around.
Daniel can get into some strange things sometimes.
Now I hear like a really weird echo.
Well, I'm in ear headphones, so I'm safe. But that's just because my missus is asleep.
Ah, it was the YouTube feed.
Ah, right, okay. So more people can watch us if they're on the YouTube feed.
Yes, but only people that are in the group can.
I know he's gone silent. Yeah, I can choose which of your faces to stare at on my.
And I'm back.
Excellent. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Perfect. I think I was out for a second.
You did, you disappeared and you reappeared.
Okay, cool. So, gonna close the YouTube thing so it doesn't take all my bandwidth. All right, so I think we're gonna be 4 people, so we're still waiting for 2 of them.
Okay.
Um,
Barrett said he's hopping on.
what was that?
Barrett said he's going to join us in a second.
No, I don't know where.
Hello.
That's Barrett.
Ah, there we go.
There we go. It's a slightly odd experience for me because I've never actually met any of you.
Yeah, I think me neither. I met Martin, who's gonna join.
Everyone's met Martin, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Been around.
And I'm meeting Alan next month.
Yep.
At our retreat, which I'm quite excited about.
Nice.
Should be meeting Barrett too.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Let's see. I don't have a camera, so you don't get to see my face. I'm sorry.
Oh.
We can just say he's creeping.
Okay. Might be hard to pick up on the cues when you want to talk, but just chime in.
I will.
Perfect.
I'll go get the bell from the front desk. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, something like that.
Hold on there. I'm now looking at your Facebook profile to kind of get an image of who you are in my head so I know who I'm talking to.
I think my profile picture is me in my underwear. Yeah.
It's you in your underwear. It's kind of like
It's a good
image of you right now. Yeah.
Hey, Martin.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks. This is confusing.
Is it?
A little bit.
Howdy.
Do you have a video or webcam that you can turn on, Martin?
Do I not have it turned on? Now I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's his face.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool. I think we're all of us now
Okay.
for today. Playing around. Cool. Shall we start then?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool. So yeah, what
And who's Metropolis?
that's me. That's Paul.
You. Nice. And who's Pinnacle?
Pinnacle is me.
Pinnacle is you.
Bear. You can call me
Bear
you.
will-
That works too.
Who are you, Bear?
Oh, who am I? Sorry, I did not hear that cue. I used to work with Alan in North Carolina, and then I moved to Pennsylvania to work at Pinnacle Parkour.
Oh,
That's a gym out there? I thought I heard that name before.
Yeah, it's the, I think, 4th gym of this location, or this franchise.
All right.
It's very nice. Biggest one yet. Andy Taylor built it. He's going to join me today, but he's busy.
Yeah.
We're having a party in the gym, which is, I'm outside actually right now because it's wild in there. So
Sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, Alan, what do you do? I don't think I've met you yet.
I'm a parkour coach. I own Ensign Movement here in Raleigh of North Carolina.
All right.
And I'm a big collaborator in their aspects. Art of Retreat.
Ah, cool.
I teach alongside Parkour Generations when they host events in America. Variety of different things.
Nice. Sweet. And I reckon that John is leading Access Parkour from the name.
Yeah, it's odd to be called John. Almost everyone calls me Hedge.
Okay.
Feel free to call me John if you prefer.
No, I go with Hedge.
Yeah. I run Access Parkour. We're something like the 3rd or 4th largest company in the UK. We teach out of Scotland, so we're mostly based in Edinburgh. We teach people to jump on things with a slant towards inclusive practice. So we teach a lot of beginners, a lot of children. We have a real interest in getting everyone into parkour, no matter the background.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, I'm Paul. I sort of came up with this thing on the Parkour Research Forum that we had like 2 weeks ago, was it? I think.
yeah.
A
A bit more.
Yeah, and I was talking with Jesse from New York, from the Movement Creative, and we were he was giving me some ideas about like how people could share knowledge kind of outside of just doing certifications and that sort of thing, which I think have their place. But I thought that with like the internet and everything, we could have also just a more direct exchange between people that are interested in like bringing parkour out into the world. And yeah, this kind of was born out of that thought. Yeah, so what I want to do today is basically just test how this software is working, because I only had 3 people on it so far. And is everyone like hearing me well and seeing everyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Cool. And yeah, then the next point on the agenda would be to sort of think what kind of topics we could discuss here. So yeah, I think I posted a list of some preliminary topics that I had in mind, but did you just share a link?
Ah,
That's cool.
so sweet. Then we can even write in here or what?
Nice.
Just so everyone can see and we can exchange notes while we talk.
Damn, that's cool.
I'm just gonna stop taking my own notes and just let you guys do the cool thing, and I'll contribute to it. Perfect. Okay.
Oh yeah, so in the upper left-hand corner, we also have a chat. I don't know if everyone has that open, so yeah, that's where you can post links and that sort of thing. And yeah, so for now, the Google Hangout only allows 10 people to be in a video conference.
Yeah.
So if we would be more people that are interested in a topic, the rest would have to sort of watch on YouTube, and there's a chat there too, so people can ask questions with that chat.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can we see that chat as well?
Yes, if I pull up the video feed real quick.
There's a thing called Q&A. No, that's a different thing. Turn that off.
Let me just look for it real quick. Here we go. Yeah, now I can see it. So someone already said, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Where do you see this? Do we need to do something to be able to also see that?
Yeah, you have to click on the YouTube link that I posted in the group.
All right.
Yeah. In Facebook, I posted the link, the YouTube link.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can see us with like a 5-second delay. So you better turn off the sound. So it's going to be weird.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But yeah, people apparently can also ask questions there because there's now a second one. That's telling us that the video is working well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
notes.
What's going on?
There's something weird going on.
There's going crazy.
Oh,
So
am I going crazy? I'm sorry.
You're making weird sounds on us.
My bad. I had to move inside because my computer was dying, so there might be background noise.
All right, so it's your wild party in the background.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then I would just like to hear from you guys what sort of, if you already have some ideas about topics that you would like to talk about or just general expectations.
From my perspective, I've probably got quite a strong interest in talking about the concept of inclusive parkour in terms of parkour being something that encourages diversity. Right now, I'm very interested in it because I'm writing a whole speech and presentation on it. So if you guys can help me write that, that'd be great. I've also got an interest in taking an idea and figuring out how to teach parkour to individual groups well. So there's so many distinct groupings that we're beginning to identify that parkour as a concept could be delivered to. And then finally, from my perspective, the one I'm very interested in is utilizing parkour to teach physical education, which is my actual main research area right now as a parkour coach. So rather than just teaching the sport parkour or the discipline parkour, we're moving into schools and we're actually taking on the job of teaching physical education to children utilizing parkour. And I'd love to get some people talking about that idea.
Okay, cool. Are you doing that at the moment already, or are you planning to put parkour into schools in Scotland?
We teach the sort of standard children's parkour class in a school, day in, day out. That's quite normal work for us. But the actual taking over some of the responsibility for physical education is something I've been working towards, and the first class that we're delivering that starts later this month. And it's sort of a trial period, and we've got 3 schools interested, and we're going to sort of just see if it works, tweak it, play with it, then start rolling it out further.
Okay, cool. So if we have that topic relatively soon, that would be good for UA, I guess.
Or have that topic relatively late, and I'll be able to provide some actual feedback on the concept.
That's a good idea. All right. Who wants to talk next?
What were those preliminary topics that you have thought about yourself, Paul?
What I thought would be interesting topics is sort of intergenerational training, the stuff that Julie is doing at the moment, or the people that Parkour Silver that did a really nice video the other day. Then what I've sort of my area of research at the moment is using parkour in social work. So I've been in contact with a group that does social work on the streets. So they just go out with a couple of trainers and teach kids that hang out on the streets, like basketball or soccer or something like that. And I thought that parkour could also be a really good vehicle for them, but I don't really have any experience in that area yet. So that would be something that I would be interested in. Then, yeah, also just this idea of teaching parkour as inclusively as possible.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, that's sort of, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, teaching like parkour and mental health has been something that I've been like interested in, but just I'm not doing any research on that, but I think there are people doing really interesting work on that, and I would just like to hear about it. And yeah, that's my areas that I would be interested in.
Yeah, I think it all sounds like really interesting topics, also quite broad, some of them.
Yeah.
Of course. And probably it'll be difficult to not stray away if we start talking about anything. But that might also be interesting to have that option to do that. Maybe we could talk a little bit about like now we have the technicalities in space settled. Now we know that this can work like this, but we could also talk a little bit about how we then wish to talk about the subjects. Should somebody prepare like opening thing, or maybe 2 people prepare each something like 4 or 5 minutes about the project they did that relate to the subject of the talk that day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you had any like a reference? Have you tried something like this before where it worked really well or something like this?
Yeah, so I had something like this when I was working in a think tank, where we had like this monthly meetings of researchers that were like based in different countries. And we usually had it that one person would give a little presentation in the beginning, and that would sort of serve as a start-off point for further questions and discussions. And I think also would be really good to have that.
Yeah.
Just need to find people for every time that were willing to just sort of present on their work or their research. But I think we should be able to find that.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're looking to encourage more of a debate format or more of a question and answer format? So for instance, should we be disagreeing with one another, or should we be asking questions of a single person, or something in between?
I think it should not be super focused on the one person presenting, but sort of just one person giving an input, and then the group can sort of discuss and see, like, just figure out where there are agreements, where there are disagreements, where there are areas which could be discussed or need further research. Or
Anyone else?
Can you repeat, Edge?
Anyone else say anything in terms of discussion? Because we all went silent as we began writing down our own notes.
The sound is a little bit weird here for me. I could not hear.
It sounded distorted.
Oh dear, am I breaking up? Can you all hear me?
Now you're clear.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
you're good now.
How odd. Does anyone else want to contribute anything at this point, was my question.
I have maybe one point to talk on. One of the things I'm interested in, particularly as a coach, is how to teach students or steer students towards using competitions as like a goal, because right now it seems like there's not necessarily, to parents and students, it doesn't seem like there's a goal for training other than just doing it for fun or becoming strong. So how to implement something that would be a good incentive for people to do parkour aside from just doing it to do it or be strong or just to learn parkour, maybe like a league or something where we can offer scholarships. That's something I'm working on right now, whether it's like a regional or international or just purely a national league. I think that's a direction that parkour is going to go at some point. And just figuring out how to do that the right way is important, I think.
I would disagree with you from start to finish.
Yeah.
Good.
So that is a good point already. Like, how deep should we go into philosophical discussions here?
Very, that's the whole point.
Yeah. So the
Maybe
whole
we could have a subject because I think there are people who are for competition and people who are against competition, but it could be, like you say, it could be maybe a tool for somebody to use in their club or gym if they want to try. And for a lot of us, it will be something that we will really try to avoid being in contact with because we love it without it. But that could maybe be a nice, not a discussion to win, but a good like a philosophical
yeah.
I'd
Absolutely.
include I think the base question of what is the purpose of parkour and how do we steer people to describing that without using competition would also be a really interesting thing to discuss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that a competition has to be the incentive. I just think it's going to move in that direction inevitably with like the fake encroachment. So how do we like take that and push it in the right direction rather than letting it just go crazy?
Okay. So what I think that maybe the base question of why or what kind of with what kind of motivation students should get in contact with could be one topic, but the question of competition could be a topic that maybe not everyone is interested in. So there could be like a separated topic for one of the meetings.
Yeah, as long as we get different views represented.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that leads me to another question. Just before we go like into that rabbit hole. So, do you guys have any idea like how to sort of quote unquote pick the participants here? Because I think I would just have the person that wants to present. Of course, they're in this meeting, but if there are more than 10 people, shall we just hash it out in the Facebook group, or do you have any ideas on that?
Difficult question.
No.
You probably have two options. I would advise not hashing out in the Facebook group. I would advise either keeping it completely obtuse and you picking, which would be your role as the organizer of the event.
Yeah.
Or I would do some form of application style thing, even if it was very informal via the Facebook group, just a little bit about what they were. And if you have too many, you could have either some form of voting system, or again, you'd probably decide.
Yeah. Yeah, I think well, what do you think about the voting? Martin or Alan? Or?
Sorry, I just got caught up in catching up on the replies from people. Sorry.
Just can't hear me. So it's the Scottish accent, isn't it?
What?
What do you think, Martin? I was suggesting either Paul just does it, or having applications, and then if there are too many people, potentially some form of voting system.
Yeah. So I would like it that it's not what some people refer to as democracy, and that we not refer to as tyranny of the majority. So we should not just, at least not always, go with voting, because then the popular voices will be there the most.
Yeah.
So I think that we usually it takes a long time at Gallup because we think like this. So we make small committees to figure this out and present to others. So especially if there are people who are really like clashing with opinions about whatever the subject is, we put them together and with a media some person in there, and then they come up with a good compromise or a good idea, and then they bring it to the next meeting. So we could do that as well. Yeah.
I agree with Martin in that we want to facilitate spaces where we have a lot of opposing views, so that we get both sides and get a very diverse range of information before settling into a specific niche.
Okay. So I think the idea of having like a short application in the Facebook group is probably a good idea, and then I will just pick people based on if they have not participated so much, like if they could not contribute so far, and also that it's like a mixed and varied group with a lot of different points of view, I suppose.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Cool. Then that's settled. So right now we have Alan writing a little. How's that called? Sorry, English is not my native language.
A minute, taking notes.
Yeah. Should that be a regular thing? I mean, I quite like it, but we also have the YouTube video for people to see what we talked about.
Having a nominated secretary who writes down notes is always a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're gonna choose one before the session. If no one finds itself, I'll do that. I think I can. Yeah, I'll probably be able to do that too. Cool.
And if not, I can always go back and watch the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Take notes, send it forward.
Awesome.
Should we decide now on which one of all these nice subjects?
So I think I would start contacting people that have that could give an input on one of them and see who's available. So I would about the timing, I would try to do this once a month.
Cool.
I mean, if we feel the need to do it more often, we can also do it twice a month, or we can sort of leave that up for discussion also in the future. But as for now, just to find someone, give them some time to prepare a little input, I think it would be nice.
Maybe to get maybe while we have it, let's say the motivation here. Maybe let's have the first one, not a month from now, but then have a monthly.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks we can have the next one. That's yeah. So just a quick question: does any one of you have a topic that's close to their heart and could give a little input on it? Or I mean, not even an input, just give like 3 to 5 minutes of talking points, which we can discuss afterwards.
So I have some. We have some experience with this group of kids that you might call. Yeah, they have a diagnosis of some sort. Might be Asperger or HDH, you know. And we have had a 2-year-long project with them now, and we have come up with a 3-day education plan for coaches to be able to handle this group and so on. And we have some things there that I can present. You know.
Cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Something to drink. What happened? Is there something to drink? There's water fountain in the back.
But I'm sure, like this intergenerational training thing, I'm sure that either Jade or whoever, like, have done stuff like this would be interested in joining and talking about the experiences. Because for me, it's I've also had the old people when I did gymnastics, and I think it's really interesting work when you get started. But I think a lot of people are careful to get into that area.
Yeah.
So the ones I know of in that regard are Parkour Dance, Parkour Silver, and then we've got back in the game, and then Julie's doing one right now as well.
Yeah.
Are there any more anyone knows of? 50 plus being the obvious cutoff.
No, I didn't even hear about the silver one before you mentioned it now.
PK Silver, they're based in America somewhere, run by Nancy something.
Nancy Lawrence.
Actually, I heard about it anyway.
Yeah, she's in Washington, D.C. Parkour Silvers through Parkour Move. This organization that works with students that are 50 plus in age.
All right.
I'm sure she would be very happy to talk about it. And I know Julie has been doing a lot of Q&A sessions through Facebook as well. And reaching out to her, I'm sure she'd be very happy to facilitate a conversation. And it would be cool to have Nancy and Julie together to discuss their bodies of work.
Yeah, agreed.
Awesome. Okay. I can check with them if they're available in 2 weeks' time. And shall we just make that the first topic then? Intergenerational parkour training?
That'd be nice.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds great.
Awesome. Good. Then I think how we continue after that, we can also organize with the Facebook group, because we're also out of time now. Does anyone have any further questions or suggestions?
No. Thank you for starting this great initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
I feel like I'm the one benefiting the most from this because I can just talk to people that are way more experienced than I am. So I'm super happy to do this. Cool. All right, then. I guess I see you guys in around 2 weeks, hopefully. And thanks for participating in this first one.
That's the date right now. Just for planning. Do we want to say the 26th?
Okay, let me pull out my calendar real quick, just to make sure that I'm. Yeah, I guess the 26th looks nice for me.
I am provisionally free.
I am not free, but go ahead without me.
Okay. All right. Then, yeah, then we can settle on the 26th. Or well, let me check with the
ladies,
Julie and Nancy and whoever can present on the topic, and then we can fix a date.
Cool.
Perfect. Cool. Then, thank you guys, and see you soon.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.